All right, we're live. The very first live broadcast of 2026, January 6th. Patrick with you today. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. I hope you all had a wonderful break, that you've come back energized. You are ready to hit the ground running in 2026. You absolutely can't wait. And I'm certainly fired up. I'm fired up to be going live because do you know what one of the most successful marketing techniques and tactics is going to be in 2026 in an age when AI is absolutely faking everything imaginable and taking over everything? Live broadcasts. You want to know why? Because you can't fake being this ugly. Okay. The live broadcast is just a tremendous, tremendous marketing technique tactic. So, had a great downtime, had a great break, had a chance to reflect on things, had a chance to go further and further and further down the AI rabbit hole, which I've been wanting to do recently, and threw together a little presentation to dust off the dust, I guess, or work off the cobwebs of not going live for a couple of weeks and enjoying a break. And so, what I want to present today is how to stand out in 2026. Okay. You're an artist, you're a photographer, you're looking at this particular year and you want to do better than you did in 2025. And the good news is that you don't need to dominate the world. All you really have to do is you do better than you did in 2025. The only competition you have is your business and what that looked like in 2025, right? So I want to talk about how to stand out as an artist in 2026. Okay. How to stand out as a photographer, how to get noticed, how to get attention, how to actually grow your business in 2026. And especially under the backdrop of what is coming in terms of AI. And I think some of you guys have heard of AI and you've not played around with it. And some of you are now using it as a daily driver. And some of you are enthusiasts and you're using it on a regular basis. And maybe some of you are like me, where you're so far down the AI rabbit hole, you don't know which direction is up anymore. The good news in all of this is I'm seeing a tremendous, tremendous pendulum that is coming, and it is going to swing back, and it is going to swing back in the direction of the creator. So I saw this article, and it's by, I don't know who this gal is, Lulu Cheng Reservi, and it's basically all about standing out in 2026, right? And if I click on it, I'll just show you what it looks like. It's on Twitter. You can find it. I definitely think you should read it. Standing out in 2026. Everything is fake now. Fake content by fake influencers with fake engagement from fake followers, launching fake products with fake testimonials. A Potemkin village on a global scale, a glossy facade popped up by heaps and heaps of beige slop. Timu for content. And really, what she's doing here, what she's going on to say is anyone that's like really, really down the rabbit hole in AI sees what's coming, where this is all about to go. Okay. And it's all moving so fast. You know, the amount of fake stuff out there, you can't tell what's real anymore. And this is only going to get so exacerbated in this year, 2026, as all of this stuff is moving at a million miles an hour. And you're probably sitting there as an artist or a photographer and you're like, okay, what does this mean for me? This is sort of terrifying. I know some people are using AI to generate art already. I already don't like that. Where am I going to land? What am I going to do? What is this all going to look like? Right. And the key takeaways from her article and her position, which I'm strongly, strongly believing in now, is that as a result of this AI generated everything, AI's talking to other AIs, the level of fatigue for AI that's coming is going to be extreme. It is a shiny object right now. And yes, people really like it. Yes, people are flocking to it and all of that. But it is essentially just a shiny, or it's not a shiny object. The fatigue that is coming is going to be insane. Okay. If you put in real effort to create beautiful, durable things with zero tolerance for slop, you're going to win. If you show real evidence for real outcomes, not these flashy claims, you're going to win. Design real world events that outlast cheap impressions. Show up as real humans with real flaws, not ultra polished AI personas. And live broadcasts can't be faked, right? It's authenticity that you cannot manufacture. Form real relationships. Real narratives take 6 to 8 months to build. And there were a ton of comments on this particular post. And it's like, yes, podcasts are doing well because humans know that written text is easily produced and faked. But podcasts feel real because you see the real person, right? And even more so with live shows. And it's why memes shared by like really powerful people is working so well. And by the way, like when I say that this is getting out of control, AI is getting out of control, you know, Chavez or whatever this guy's name is, Maduro was arrested what, like, 48 hours ago. And he's in the same jail cell or the same jail institution as Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, right? And they're already making things that look like this. It's like it's absolutely staggering to me how good the AI is going to get. No one has any idea how crazy this is going to be in 2026, how literally out of control this is going to be. Like everything can be faked, anything can be duplicated. And the point that this whole article is making, and yes, I think that's hilarious. The point that that whole article is making, and like everything that I'm attempting to show with this, is that I believe that the backlash that's coming is going to be so extreme that authenticity like is going to win. Brand equity, if you like. Basically, people are going to be driven to what is real, what is created by real humans, what you can prove is the real thing, right? And this person left a comment: AI will soon start talking to AI. Real creators will disperse from platforms and regroup in smaller social circles, something like Clubhouse or Discord, where bots really can't get in. Fakeness, and this is like such one of the great points, like fakeness, okay, used to require at least some effort. Now it's free, and effort is the new proof. This took time is the new. This is true and worthy of your time. Okay, this is actually where I believe everything's going. I believe that like this whole entire AI revolution, AI this, that, and the other, is going to end up being the single solitary greatest thing for you guys as creators we've ever seen. Because if you are a real creator that is putting real time, energy, and effort into things, that is going to become the new diamond. That is going to become the new most valuable thing that exists, because it's real and it's created by a real person and it took real effort, and it's not done by a machine and it's not done by a piece of software. I think the blowback on this is going to be absolutely serious. I loved this comment. It just feels like a throwback to 2014 when in person was serious for business people. Online was just a tool to keep in touch. This whole blowback against AI is coming. My position, and I'm going to be ranting about this all year, is that it uniquely positions creatives that are good at telling stories, okay, above and beyond absolutely everyone else out there. People are going to flock to the real. They're going to flock to things that were created by real human beings that I know are real human beings that I can verify that their story, that are absolutely able to articulate their story. Which brings me up to my second part of this rant, kicking off my first broadcast of 2026 here. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I saw this. I can't remember if I saw it on Instagram or Twitter. I found it on Twitter again. This is one of the greatest stories of all time. If you listen to any of the live broadcasts that I had in 2025, if you listen to any of the live broadcasts or podcasts or any of those things that I released in 2025, I kept banging the drum all year long. Story, 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 story. Very few artists and photographers out there are telling their story. They're not who you are, what you do. It's just art, 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 art. Photography, 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 photography. Look at my photography. No one's telling stories. You've got to tell stories. The work is not enough. Unless you think that somehow that was any different last year, 10 years, 50 years, 100 years, 150 years ago, it's not. It's never been. And I saw this story on, like I said, I saw it on Instagram or Twitter, and it absolutely blew my mind. So if you are just stumbling through right now, you cannot leave until this ends, because you're not going to want to. This story will literally knock you out. Okay. It's a story about Van Gogh. And everyone knows the story about Van Gogh. Oh, he died penniless and he didn't even get any recognition until he died, right? Until long after he died. But he was going to get no recognition at all without story. So I got to just play this. I'm going to make it full screen. I will take myself out. I'll refresh this thing and just prepare to have your mind blown if you have not seen this already, because it is so good and it is going to be so encouraging and inspiring. Let me get it up. Hold on, I'll restart. I can't hear it. Can you guys hear it? Can someone leave me a comment about whether or not you can hear the audio on this thing? No. Okay, Jennifer Watson already saying no. I gotta figure out my hack. I'm gonna get this to work. Just bear with me. It's gonna take me a second. Oh, come on. You have to play. This is so good. How can I make this? I have to be in. That's how it works. I get it. All right, let's see if this will work now. Why are you not playing? This is what happens with live broadcast, you guys. Sometimes it goes completely sideways. I got to see if I can fix this. I know what I got to do. Hold on. Ha ha ha. Bet you that does it.
Stories you'll ever. This woman made Van Gogh's paintings go from $0 to $10 billion in value today. This is one of the best stories you'll ever hear. We all know Van Gogh couldn't sell his paintings and died poor. No one knows how those paintings actually became worth billions after he died. Johanna did it. She was the wife of Van Gogh's brother Theo. Theo and Johanna lived in Paris. Theo was an art dealer. He sent money to Vincent in the south so he could keep painting. And Vincent sent a new painting to his brother almost every day. He also sent letters describing chaos of his artistic life. Theo was supposed to sell the paintings, but nobody wanted them. A random painting of a bed, a cafe, people thought they were worthless. Then in 1819, Vincent suddenly died. 6 months later, Theo died too. So now Johanna is alone in Paris with a 1-year-old baby and hundreds of worthless Van Gogh paintings. She organizes exhibitions for months, begging people to buy them, but nobody cares. Desperate, Johanna sits at home one night and she remembers there is one more thing she completely forgot about. The letters. She starts reading hundreds of letters and discovers emotional stories of Vincent's life. And she realizes that every Vincent's painting has a story that no one knows about. So Johanna gets the idea that changes everything. She collects these letters and publishes them as a book. This book became an overnight sensation. Suddenly, everyone wanted to read about the wild, chaotic life of some artist named Vincent van Gogh. But more importantly, now everyone wanted to see his paintings, and their value explodes. Because now this is not just a painting of a bedroom. Because here, Vincent explains that this bed was the first thing he ever managed to buy for himself. A tiny symbol of stability in a life full of chaos. When you attach that story to the painting, its price goes from $0 to nearly $500 million today. And the sunflowers are a sad story. Vincent painted them as a surprise for his friend Paul Gauguin, the painter he admired most, hoping he would stay and work with him. But Gauguin left him alone, and it crushed Vincent. When you attach this story of hope and betrayal to the sunflowers, its price goes from $0 to $1.5 billion today. And the Starry Night? From the letters we learn that this is the view from the window of the mental hospital, where Vincent stayed after cutting off his ear. He writes about staring out at 5 a.m., seeing a swirly sky as a symbol of how humanity twists in greed and sin. When we attach this final devastating story from his life to the Starry Night, it becomes the most valuable painting, from $0 to $2 billion today. Johanna proved the most important idea in marketing. A product becomes valuable when you attach the perfect story to it. The Van Gogh collection is now worth an estimated $10 billion. Johanna created the most successful marketing campaign in history. If she hadn't published these letters, Van Gogh's art would have rotted in a basement. He would have been forgotten forever. And then you realize there are thousands of great artists who never became famous because they didn't have their Johanna.
I mean, how good is that? How good is that? Van Gogh would have been nothing without story. So my position as we look forward to 2026, how are you incorporating story in your work? How are you telling your unique story? How are you being a unique, real human being with flaws, not perfect, okay? Not super polished, not suited and booted and completely buttoned up 100% of the time. Story, authenticity, being real humans is what is going to absolutely win in 2026. And you've got an entire year to get your house in order. You've got an entire year to contemplate how you're going to start giving a little bit bigger of a window into the world of who you guys are as creators, who you guys are as artists, not just my art, my art, my art, my process, my process, my process, my art. If Vincent van Gogh didn't have story, no one would know who he is. No one would have seen his art. That is a profundity. That is an absolute profundity. Look forward to coming with quite a few more live broadcasts in 2026. Can't wait to introduce and tease and get into a bunch of new features that we're going to release on both sides of the house at Art Storefronts and Art Helper. And I really, really hope that you guys all end up turning 26 into a year where you beat your 25, you beat your 24, and you beat your 23. Thanks for watching. And as always, have a great day.